Now then, people, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Leeds. It's the penultimate day before the final game of the season. It is Saturday. My juices are flowing. I'm really excited for tomorrow's game back at Ellen Road, the final game of the season, to say goodbye to Gaetano Baradi and Pablo Hernandez. I had my thoughts on them two leaving yesterday on yesterday's Daily Leeds. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, make sure you do. It's not a massive show today, but as promised, I will always bring you a daily update. Thank you as well for those that have been watching the Top Flight News Bite. I will try my best to get that done for you this evening as well. It's a busy day. There's a party today. It's the little one's birthday and all that sort of stuff. So I'll try my best. Before we get into the video though, please smash a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, leave your notifications on. We're on that road to 3K and let's get into it. Like. Heard it right. It's going to be Just Joe and it's going to be all about football. He showed descent. Bamford, it's in! Yes! Yes! I don't see many more appearances from Pablo. Fantastic, inaugural guest. I have to pull out the big guns. And this is the moment when I take a stand. So then, guys, it's the time for your daily Leeds video. And I'm excited, first of all, to bring you an interview with one Joe Gelhardt. He has done an interview today with Skrill on behalf of the club and said some really decent things. So I thought I would give you an update on that. You know, he was asked questions about his time and whether or not he felt that he should be getting game time. And I know we as fans have been wanting him to get game time. It was quite funny because he was asked about that, about, you know, the petitions on social media and the people saying that Joe Gelhardt should start. My opinion on it is that when he's ready, he'll start. I have enough faith in Bielsa. We've seen what happened when we played Crawley Town and we played a lot of the kids. It didn't really work and we got our pants pulled down, let's be honest. You know, Matt Wright came on, you know what I mean? Towie's Matt Wright, and we lost that game 3-0. So when the time is right, the time is right. And he agreed with that, you know. He said, look, I've got to be patient. I've got to trust the process. Nice little Arsenal word there for you, trusting the process. But you know with Joffy, you know with Leeds United, you know with Bielsa, you know with the under-23s, he can trust that process, because his time will come, and his time will come when he is ready. You know, he spoke about the high intensity at the club and how it's non-negotiable. You know, it's non-negotiable that Leeds United hit the heights and the numbers that they do in terms of their fitness levels. It's off the chart. I'm going to bring you an exciting image that I seen yesterday over social media as well, which will just blow your mind, you know, when it comes to the amount of output and the amount of sprints that this Leeds United side does. He spoke about his time with the under-23s, and I think this is a key thing, you know. He said it's great that they train with the first team almost daily, whether or not that be murder ball or just, you know, small games. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it'll probably be murder ball, but the under-23s get to train with them on a daily basis. He spoke about it himself, you know. A lot of clubs, the under-23s are probably training at a different complex. This is why the under-23s side have absolutely bossed the Premier League too, the way they have. You know, this is why they're at a different level to the teams that were in and around them. Admittedly, they're going to step up a level next season when they you know, win promotion or when they, you know, start next season. But the fact that the likes of Gelhart, Greenwood, Somerville, all of them, you know, get to play with the main team on a daily basis is huge, you know. And I think that's why the future's bright, the future's Leeds, you know, because Bielsa has them such a tight-knit group. They know what's expected of them. You know, he spoke about Bielsa and the interactions he's had with him. And Bielsa had said he needs to add more in-behind runs to his games, you know, short, sharp, more sprints. And he's been trying to implement them into his games. You know, he spoke glowingly about Bielsa and how he is with the under-23s, how he is with youth, what he's done with squads. You know, if he's hearing that off a different manager, maybe he's thinking, nah, I'm okay, my game's tight, I'm all right, I know I'll be okay. But, you know, he's been trying to implement that short, sharp, more sprints. And we'll talk about that sprinting in a little bit more depth a little bit later on. As I say, I've got a lovely image to bring you. Spoke about the squad. Who does he individually look up to? You know, you might find at Manchester United, they might speak about Fernandes. You know, you might find at Tottenham, they'll speak about Kane. But at Leeds United, his main thing was the whole squad. The whole squad, you know. And this is what it's like at Leeds United. You know, this is what it's been like under this management. This is how it always should be. We all know the saying, sight before self, set down from Billy Bremner, you know. And it couldn't be more true right now. And even Joe Gelhardt's on that vibe by him turning around and saying, look, it's not really an individual. I look at the whole squad. We are such a tight-knit group, both on and off the pitch, side before self, every single time. He did give a special mention to Pat, of course, and the amount of work rate he does and the goals that he's scoring. And he says whenever he's on the bench, he's always watching Pat at work, seeing what he can, take from his game and utilising his own. Amazing, man. Amazing stuff. Great interview. Make sure you check it out as well. They asked him, where does he feel he's at in terms of his development? Does he wish he'd had more game time by now? Let's not forget in the Championship, he was playing, albeit for small periods, for Paul Cook's Wigan and was doing well. But he said, look, when I first came to Leeds United, they told me the plan. I was happy with the plan. I spoke with my agent and said, listen, me going to a champion, playing at Championship level with Wigan, I might have got 10 minutes, I might have got no minutes. And then that meant that I won't get under 23s football. Whereas at Leeds United, it's totally different. And he's more than happy with the progression that he's on. He's played regular under 23s football. We've won the league. They've been promoted. They're going to be playing at a higher level next season. That's going to be huge for his development. And he's spent time on the bench. Listen, I'm not a professional footballer, but them small little moments that you spend with the first team squad on a match day will do huge amounts for the guy's experience. Really big. And he's been asked about what does he see for the future as in next year. Does he envisage that he'll play under 23s, or will he get more first team football? But he said, look, ultimately the way that Bielsa sets it up is brilliant because they all train together daily. There's no extra campus for the under 23s. As I said earlier, they're all together. So even if he plays under 23s, he's going to get enough time to impress the manager during training so that he might be utilised on the bench or eventually get game time. Who knows? We might see him tomorrow. You never know. He said, they asked, what were your goals for 2021? He says, look, just want to play a tougher opposition at under 23s level and then hopefully, get some minutes with the first team, which naturally you're going to say that. And on his mum as well, he spoke about his mum, because obviously she was been sending him stuff on Twitter saying, look, Joe, they want you to play. People are screaming out for your names, they want you to play first team. And he said to her, look, I don't want to see it. I'm happy where I'm at. And I get that, I get that myself. Because I've had people send stuff to me that might be negative. And I'll say, listen, I know you're being a friend, but don't send it me because I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. And I know this will be positive for Joe, but ultimately it's that same. It's added pressure maybe that he doesn't need or doesn't want. Just got that one-track mind. Let me do enough in training for the under 23s, and my time will come. Trust the process, as he said earlier. And I'm more than back Joe Gelhardt to do bits for Leeds United 100%. He's got that right mindset. He's obviously got the correct skill set. He's an absolute baller, and I cannot wait for him, to break through. And he finished with talking about the fans at Ellen Road, which obviously we all love to hear. He said, look, I'm always talking about it with the squad, with the lads, because he played for Wigan against Leeds United. They were winning at the time and Leeds United were well on top, and he said the noise was unbelievable. And you love to hear that, don't you? You like to hear the fact that we are a raucous bunch. I can't wait for tomorrow to talk about, to sing from the rooftops, as it were, sing from the rooftops. But yeah, that were the main talking points from Joffrey's interview. As I say, no real transfer news from me today, but just wanting to bring that interview. There's also been a piece done on Stuart Dallas by one of the Football Writers Association, and they went from some key numbers, and these numbers are absolutely phenomenal. More non-penalty goals than Jamie Vardy, more chances created than Christian Pulisic, more passes into the final third than Paul Pogba, and more tackles won than N'Golo Kante. The miraculous Stuart Dallas. Make sure you check that article out as well. And also, guys, just another stat and another tidbit on Leeds United's style. There's only Juventus have completed more pullbacks than Leeds in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. We love the byline. We love to get to the byline, cutting back goal, and that's Juventus, Juventus, where Leeds United, just newly promoted side in the Premier League. It's absolutely phenomenal to see. And people question why Bielsa's in running for the manager of the year. That's why. because of what he's doing with this squad. It's absolutely phenomenal. And guys, as you know, I was speaking earlier about sprints. You know, Joe Gelhardt had mentioned how Bielsa had asked him to improve his game with short, sharp sprints, you know. And then this image was shared yesterday from The Athletic for some work done, and looking at the numbers at Leeds United in terms of sprints. And, you know, people sometimes say, oh, they run a lot or this, that. But just have a look at this metric. Look at that, right? Look where Leeds are in terms of sprint outputs. Not down here where the rest of the division are. Yeah. Look across there. We're like here. Like, what's it doing? It's off the scale. He's off the scale numbers from Leeds United. You absolutely love to see it. I mean, we don't just run a lot. We run overwhelmingly harder than everyone else, to the point where we also force others to run hard too. The other team's key metrics in terms of sprints, they all rise. They all rise when they play Leeds United. Who can forget the time Frank Lampard's Chelsea beat us, and beat us well? You know, that first time, it was the first real game for me where I was like, wow. But remember the sort of outputs they put in, stuff that they're not used to doing. And this just shows you, I thought I'd share that with you because it's absolutely phenomenal. It's actually laughable when you see just how off the Richter scale Leeds are. I just wanted to share that with you guys because in terms of our numbers for sprint distance and also the amount of sprints we partake during a 90 is off the Richter scale. Look at that. It's absolutely exceptional. And we're still doing it now after 38 games, you know. It's absolutely amazing. This team is amazing. I know there's not a lot of, you know, breaking news stuff in today's Top Flight News Bite, guys, but I hope you enjoyed the video. There won't be one in the morning. You know why? Because I'll be on my way to Ellen Road. Tickets, boats, train, mega bus, the lot. I can't wait. So keep it locked, and I'll no doubt give you my final word after when I get back as well. Really excited, really looking forward to it. If you like the video, guys, as I said, this is just a rundown of all the news that was out there. It's not a big news day, can't be every day, can it? But I just thought I would bring you that Joffy interview, the stuff on Dallas, the stuff on our numbers, and yeah, look out for the Top Flight News Bite. It might be, it might not be. It's a party. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Like it. Let's see if we can get to 300 likes. Subscribe. We're almost at 3K, nearly halfway there now. Leave your comment to get your notification bell on, and I'll see you in a bit.